This message may be shocking to many millennials. If you are one, you might want to sit down. Right now, loads of people are searching the following on Depop. Low-rise jeans, halter top, velour tracksuit, puka shell necklace, disc belt. You likely placed these in the dark of your closet in 2004, never to be seen again. But if you can find it in yourself to dust them off, there are a lot of people who will give you money for them. Sell on Depop, where taste recognizes taste.
We heard you. 9 years of Bring Back the Snack Wrap, and you've won. But maybe you should have asked for more. Say hello to the Hot Honey Snack Wrap. Now you've really won. Go to McDonald's and get it while you can.
This week, we're joined by our friend Moose to revisit Stereogram's 2004 breakout hit, Walkie Talkie Man. We dig into the band's mix of punk and rap that kinda works, depending on who you ask, as well as their unforgettable Michel Gondry-directed music video. In the end, they seem to be yet another victim of the cruel and unforgiving world of major labels. But should you dig up an old iPod to listen to their trilogy of albums? Stay tuned to see if we think you should be movin' and a groovin' and a hippin' and a hoppin' and a pickin' and a boppin' to the music of New Zealand's very own Steriogram.
One hit is all you need to make the money guaranteed, and you can live off royalties forever. And it makes me wonder, is it just a wonder, or is it one hit thunder?
So Moose, welcome to the show.
What's up?
What's up, man?
Dude, thank you for having me. I'm incredibly I'm stoked right now. This is really cool. So thank you for having me.
And you brought an interesting choice to One Hit Thunder today, because first of all, this might be one of the biggest stretches as far as calling something a hit on our show. Stereogram's Walkie Talkie Man, and the only thing I can say about what even kind of makes this a hit is that Michel Gondry did the music video for it.
Well, see, I would argue, because this does come out at this very weird time where, like, a song could do absolute dog shit on the actual radio and still be inescapable via commercials and trailers and stuff like that, because I feel like even though this song didn't do well on the charts, I think everybody knows this opening guitar riff for how many commercials it's been used in.
Is that how you know it, Moose?
On that one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so for me at that time, I got a lot of my stuff from like MySpace and stuff, right? And this was in like the first iPod commercial, so I think I wasn't in that commercial side of. So to me, I was like, when you said, "Oh yeah, I really never charted," I was like, "Really?" I had to Google it because I was like, "Yeah, it did it."
Yeah, but I remember seeing this. So this came out. Let's see, what was the year? 2002. I'm in high school at this point. I'm
2004,
working
Matt.
at
4.
Oh, 2000. Okay, so it's my senior year of high school. It's my senior year of high school. I'm working in the TV studio. MTV2 just hits my area. And one of the things that I'm doing, because MTV2 for the first year or two was like regular MTV, where it just played music videos most of the day. Yeah. All of us at the TV studio would set our VCRs to record MTV at random hours of the day, and then bring it into the studio and try to find interesting music videos that we could use for our like film classes to like kind of study and examine. And this video, when this video premiered, all of us were like, what the fuck is this music video? And then obviously we knew who Michel Gondry was, and we're like, oh, obviously this is a Michel Gondry music video. Like, it has all of the beats of what he does in music videos scattered throughout it. But I discovered it first through the music video, but then, yes, I remember this guitar riff being in the iPod commercial. I think it was one of the bumper audio for MTV2. Like, when they would go to and from commercial, it would play this guitar riff. It was in a bunch of different sports games. It was in, like, MVP baseball 2004.
Oh, because you were playing that all the time, Matt. And
all the time.
That was
but like it was everywhere. I feel like this song was everywhere, and I was even shocked that it didn't like at least chart in like the lower quarter of the 100. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this peaked at like 92 on the Hot 100 or something.
I mean that's where I thought it was massive, to be honest. I mean, in my world it was, but and you said about the music video. I think the music video is amazing. I think it's awesome.
For anybody who's listening who doesn't know who Michel Gondry is, I'm sure there are some people. He was very much one of the best music video directors when I was in the 90s. He did the Bjork Human Behavior music video. He did the Everlong video for Foo Fighters. I mean, he did lots of Bjork videos and got known for that. But then he went on to direct Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, The Science of Sleep, Be Kind, Rewind, lots more. He has a very signature style in, I guess, what you would call part practical effects, right, Matt? Is that what we would call it?
It's a lot of practical.
And a lot of like puppets and paper mache and just using, I would say he's the most artistically creative director, and you see that in everything he does. There's just such a signature style with him.
Let's take 1 second to focus on just his 2004.
Okay.
So Michel Gondry in the year 2004 releases Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, and then also directs this music video, the music video for Mad World by Gary Jules, the music video for the Polyphonic Spree's Light and Day, and 2 music videos for the Vines, Winning Days and Ride. That is a pretty busy year for a person who's doing both music videos and a mainstream feature film all at the same time. And this is around where he starts to, I mean, he still makes music videos. His most recent one was in 2023, but this is definitely where his music video career starts to slow down dramatically. Then you start seeing him doing maybe 1 or 2 a year after this. But the video right before this, which I think is very comparable to this, was he did Hardest Button to Button by the White Stripes, which is the video where every single time the guitar plays a note and the drum plays a note, a new drum set and amplifier shows up.
Yeah, that's a good video.
But that's a lot of stop motion too. I think this is right when he was starting to really get into doing the stop motion stuff more and more. And he even has a cameo as the director in the music video, which I think is hilarious.
We could very easily do multiple episodes about Michel Gondry, but
for sure,
we're actually here to talk about the band Steriogram, which I'm interested to even know how he got hooked up with this band. First thing I thought when I heard them, I'm like, okay, I guess this is just New Zealand Sum 41. And then what's so funny about that is I went to I use Apple Music. I'm assuming it says the same thing on Spotify, but their bio starts with saying they are New Zealand's answer to Sum 41. Like, I'm assuming
I saw that too.
I'm assuming that they submit their own bio and they're saying that. That's what I thought, but I will say that let me ask you guys a question. How do you feel about rapping in punk music?
I like it a lot, personally. I remember when Fat Lip came out, I was immediately drawn to this idea of like a pop punk Beastie Boys. Like, I was like, oh, this could be really, really fun. I definitely think that Sum 41 did it better than Steriogram, but I think that I like what Sum 41 does more. I think that the rapper in Steriogram is a more impressively fast rapper than any member of Sum 41, but I don't think lyrically he's that interesting. It's a lot of like repeating It's kind of like when someone's doing an impression of Eminem, but not a good impression of Eminem, where they're just like napkin, bapkin, slapkin. Like it's like, okay, yeah, great.
I don't know.
But he's doing it like, but it's like a lot of the same words. Yeah, I think I know what you mean.
Yeah. How do you
for
feel
me
about
personally,
that?
I think it's awesome about rapping and like pop punk. So I actually had a band where we had a rapper a long time ago, but I don't think it gets enough credit, to be honest. I think it adds such an interesting dynamic musically because it's not melodic and it's more, like rhythmic and percussive, but it's with your mouth. You know what I mean? But then it also adds lyrics, so you can add more emotion lyrically, but you can also add. It's almost like when you add percussion to a song or something like that, you get that extra like groove going. But then also, I don't know. I think it's really cool. I love it. I wish there was more of it.
Interesting. So I guess
I really like Zebrahead too.
Yeah, Zebrahead's the other one that did this a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think Sum 41 does it. I mean, Fat Lip, that is probably, unless you guys have another example of something better, I think that's the best that like a pop punk band rapped. Because
I would agree with that, and I do like the one on the EP. They have that one on Half Hour of Power where it starts off as a normal song and then the last like minute is them doing the rapping back and forth is also good. But I definitely think it's better when it's like 3 or 4 different people trading verses than when you just have one specific guy that's doing it like a new metal band.
but I also think, and I'm sure you guys have seen this, when I see rapping and pop punk, I think about the countless bands we played with where, I know this is probably something you do when you're a youngster, but it's a part of the song where the band just starts looping it and someone like does Ice Ice Baby over it or something. And you're just, I think that's like the pits. That's like the fucking worst. But, I guess I'm very selective on this because there's even like a punk rock element to early Beastie Boys, of course, and they did it well. I think Sum 41 does it well. I'm not so sure about this Steriogram rapper because they only have 3 albums, so I listened to the whole albums, and they have moments where I'm like, this is really good, and then I realize it's the other guy singing, and then the nasally high-pitched guy comes in, and I'm like, why is he here?
Man. I have mixed thoughts here because I agree and I disagree, right? Like even just looking at this song Walkie Talkie Man, I do think that the best part of this song is the other guy singing the chorus, right? The like, he's fat but he can't run too fast, but he's faster than me. Like, that's a really catchy part. But what I also would say to the opposite is that neither of those other guys' voices are quite as memorable as the nasally guy's voice. Like, I think that if they didn't have nasally rapping, they would have just never even like been a blip on anyone's radar.
Okay. Okay. I see sometimes the value, and we see this a lot in the one-hit wonders we talk about on the show, the value of something obnoxious that catches people's attention. And I could see this grabbing people's attention, and I see your point that if it was just, they might just be a run-of-the-mill band with a few catchy hooks here and there, but this puts them over the top, especially at the time. I'm not so sold on frontman Tyson Kennedy's rapping abilities. I don't know.
I had to check out White Trash, which was the song where he first displayed the rapping abilities, and I did go, Walkie Talkie Man is better than this by a lot.
Well, it's that one's so weird because it's like kind of slow rapping and his voice is so weird. Okay, but here's what I wondered the whole time I'm listening to this band. They're from New Zealand, and so much quirky and funny stuff comes out of New Zealand. A lot of stuff I like, from Flight of the Conchords to, even the Beths. The Beths are such a great band, but there's almost something funny about them sometimes, but like in a really dry way, like when you watch their music videos and stuff. And I wondered, to a certain extent with Steriogram, like, do they know? Is this sort of like this guy's delivery and his voice? Are they being funny? Are they being tongue-in-cheek? Is it ironic? Or are they just trying to do some 41 thing? I that's the question I asked myself.
Go for it, Moose. I got nothing.
So I'm kind of into this band. I don't think like all three of their records, it's not a front and back to me. Mm-hmm. And there are like songs that like you said earlier, Chris, like I'm just into, and some I'm just like, but so White Trash was their first song that popped off in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Tyson used to be their drummer.
Yeah.
And then they did this thing, right? So, and then they did an American version, or I guess more radio-friendly version. I don't know what you would call it, but it's faster than the New Zealand version of White Trash. And, I've watched some of their, like, behind the scenes. I mean, and it's kind of harder to find, too, because this is from way back in the day. But some of their, like, behind-the-scenes stuff, like, they're just having fun. I think Tyson he's just a goofy guy. Like, he just likes to have fun. So I think there are some serious elements to what they do. But I think a lot of it's just kind of like they're like riding the wave, I guess. At some point. But then,
I do want to challenge a little bit on Chris, not about the style of the music, not about any of that stuff, right? But very often, especially in the first year of this show, we would talk about bands where, you always wondered, were they paying their dues? Were they like doing the right thing in the punk scene? And you do have to give credit where credit's due. Steriogram, when I was reading about everything before they got signed, I'm like, I love that this band just grabbed a friend's van with no supporting crew or anything, drove around and did gigs, joined a bunch of other bands to just play at high school lunchrooms to like build I'm like, that's cool as hell. Like, to me, like that's awesome.
I'm not
like, that's the way to do it. Like, they did that boots on the ground, building up a rapport with a fan base in New Zealand, where by the time they do get a major record label offer, they've already got all of these kids that were like, holy shit, that band that played in our cafeteria has a music video on MTV. I gotta support them and buy this album now.
Yeah. I've softened my stance on the you gotta pay your dues thing. Yeah. Over the years, I started to see the error in my ways. If you write a great song and it resonates with people, I don't care if you played one show or 1,000 shows. At this point in my life, I kind of realized that. But I do think it's cool. I think that's a great story. And, they signed to Capitol, and this album that Walkie Talkie Man is on was produced by David Kahn. Now, I've talked about David Kahn a lot on podcasts. He produced Sugar Ray, and he produced Sublime and The Strokes, and he even produced Paul McCartney and Stevie Nicks and Kelly Clarkson and Lana Del Rey. He's a very he knows what he's doing. He knows how to create a hit song, and he saw something here. And I really want to like this band more than I do. And they're just like really walking the line of just being a little bit too goofy for me or something.
I was going to say, let's throw your favorite word out there, schmaltzy. They're a schmaltzy pop punk band.
No, not schmaltz. Schmaltzy is kind of the opposite. Schmaltzy is like...
Oh, overly sincere.
Yeah, overly sincere ballads. This is just crossing over to like, here's what I would say. Threatening to cross over to novelty.
Yeah. Oh, I think this is a novelty song. To a lot of people, this would fall into that category of a song that they would think of as novelty, between this very repetitive guitar riff and the fact that the first verse is just, hey, we're going it's like, it's not that far off from Cotton Eye Joe. Like,
I actually wish I could have done this experiment before we did this, but next time I'm in the van with my band, I would like to put this song on and be like, because you guys act like you knew this song real well, but this is not a song. This came out in 2004, so it's 20 plus years. This is not a song that I have ever talked about to anybody and has never played while I'm riding with other people. I would like to put this song on and be like, what do you guys think of this song? And just see opinions of friends who I think are in the same boat as me, because I think musically it's pretty good. I do like the da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Like, that's pretty cool and fun. I just think it's like the fast rapping feels like something that me and my friends used to make this show called Texas Toast, which was like little cartoons, and it sounds like something we would make for like our cartoon show. I don't know. I do like other songs by them, but
I think with the song that we're talking about at hand, Walkie Talkie Man, to me the coolest moment in the entire song, besides that guitar riff, is when it slows down and they repeat the chorus without the rapper, and it has that almost like double time, or not double time. What is
like
what is the
where it's just the drums?
Yeah, they go halftime on it.
Boom, boom, bam, yeah,
like it, where it's just kind of the drums and the two other guys singing. I'm like, that's the coolest part in the whole song, and it's in the dead center. It's not even really a true bridge. It's only the second time you hear the chorus they do it, which I'm like, that's wild. To me, that would be where you put like the outro before you do the chorus one last time to wrap up the song.
So this song definitely, even though it wasn't a hit, it was definitely something that in the world of MTV and maybe slightly underground as like MTV2 is and iPod commercials, I guess. Still not like top in the charts or whatever, but they're on Capitol Records, made this album with a huge producer, did this music video that with a huge video director made this memorable music video. What went wrong here? So even though you guys like them and I'm kind of on the fence, I think they're good. They're just maybe I should say they're good, but maybe not something I would listen to. But
I think that's where I'm at as well for the most part. Like I wouldn't hate if someone was listening to this band, but I'm not like rushing out to buy their records after doing the research on this or anything. But I mean, I've got some suspicions on what went wrong.
Okay. What went wrong?
Well, let's see. Starting point is that their only big hit seems to literally be a song making fun of all of the people at Capitol Records that signed them. And then immediately they decide, we don't want to be on a major record label anymore, and decide to self-release their second album only in New Zealand, which I think may have not allowed them to continue to be a big band in America at that point.
Back up. I guess maybe I don't know what this song is about.
You know, based on the music video, which is this giant guy with a cell phone smashing into the window and literally tearing the band apart inside of the Capitol Records building. The opening line, he says, well, you're walking and you're talking and you're moving and you're grooving and you're hipping and you're hopping and you're picking and you're bopping. These boys are being these bods are being bad, so you got to take a stand. You're going to wake up with that thing in your hand. You're going to look around where there's trouble to be found and make sure that you find it and get to say it out loud. Like, to me, it sounds like it's, hey, we're these like kids from New Zealand. We moved to America, and this record label has saddled us with a guy who's on his cell phone at all times, giving reports to the record company on like, how are these guys behaving? Are they doing the work? Are they recording properly? Are they on top of their game? I don't think it's an accident that the video is them trying to record the song in a studio, and this like Godzilla-like creature in a suit and cell phone keeps like smashing his hand in there and disrupting the recording process. I'm sure it is written in response to like what they felt was maybe major record label interference of them just trying to make an album.
Or is this your interpretation or something?
This is my interpretation. I can look and see if there's deeper things in there, but I always assume that when they said the Walkie Talkie Man, that they're talking about a guy who's constantly on his cell phone, and like based on the video and all that, that's my implication, is that they were frustrated with the experience of recording an album for a major label.
I thought they were talking about like a cop, or I thought I read somewhere that it was about a mall security guard or something like that.
Maybe.
That's what I thought that was about.
Let me see.
I was going to say, can we get on Genius or something and see what this is about?
Yeah,
because
let me try to find this out.
How crazy would it be to be a young band who just signed to a major label and your first single is then in turn talking shit on like you haven't even had a chance to get jaded about it yet. Like, at least ride it out for an album or something. Your first single? We need some clarity on this because...
So see, I thought, I feel like, and this was kind of my interpretation too, that they got picked up by an A&R or something for a song. Maybe it was from the New Zealand version of White Trash or something, I'm not sure. But that song, I feel like this happens with, well, you guys would know, you talk about things like this on this podcast, but like this song was just like the label felt like this is the song, we can make money off this, and then that was just kind of it. Like you would take chances on bands back then, where you would just dump X amount of dollars into a band and see what happens. And I think, like, because you said you wanted to experiment with your band and see like what they thought of, just play the song. Most people in my life that know this band, they only know it because of me. Because I kind of, I'm into them, but most people that I'm friends with, they're like, they feel like you. They're like, it's hit or miss. Except for maybe like my wife. She likes them about as much as I do, But that's kind of where I got, like, they just, it didn't resonate right,
Okay, so I may have been incorrect with my interpretation. So it says here, the inspiration of Walkie Talkie Man stemmed from the band's real-life encounters with overzealous authority figures, specifically club security guards, who constantly would chase them out of venues after their performance or if they were using unauthorized access attempts.
Okay.
So it's more about club security guards than anything else.
Okay.
But
yeah,
I was based on the music video because I'm like, man, they're like having a guy in a suit attacking the Capitol Records building while they're recording. Is this song about how much they hate it, the major record labels?
Yeah, that seemed like a little too soon for that. But I do think, if I remember correctly, that I've heard this story from countless bands that were on major labels, that by the time it was time for the second album, This Is Not the Target Market, their people who were like their representation at Capitol were gone. So you're just kind of floating there without, I can use Less Than Jake as a good example. They were on Capitol, actually. And their A&R guy was this guy, Craig Aronson. Chris DeMakes talks about him all the time, who was like their champion. He was their guy there. And actually, when they signed to Warner later, he had moved to Warner and signed them to that label. But I think, did we hear this story about Tracy Bonham too, Matt? Something like this, where it was, the people that were your reps there are gone. And then it's like, you have no one fighting for you there. And then you feel like just left behind and whatever. I think that might have been the case with them as well. They had this one song that was a minor hit, just barely minor hit enough for us to be talking about it on this podcast right now. And
I did see that Far Out Magazine wrote an article recently called Why Walkie Talkie Man is the Most Annoying One-Hit Wonder of All Time.
Whoa. That's a bold claim. Hey there, One Hit Thunder listeners. Are you ready to take your music to the next level? Well, get ready to rock, because this episode is brought to you by DistroKid, the ultimate digital music distribution service for artists like you. With DistroKid, you can easily upload your songs or albums to online stores and streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music, reaching fans all around the globe. But that's just the beginning. DistroKid offers a ton of awesome features like Hyperfollow, which helps you promote your releases and get pre-saves on your songs, all for free. But wait, there's more. The DistroKid app is now available on iOS and Android. With the app, you can manage your releases, track your streaming stats, and even withdraw your earnings, all from the palm of your hand. And for those looking to perfect their sound, check out Mixia. This powerful tool allows you to put the finishing touches on your tracks in minutes, ensuring they sound polished and professional every time. But that's not all. DistroKid has just launched a brand new feature called Instant Share, allowing you to easily share large files securely with collaborators, producers, and more. With Instant Share, you can keep your music streaming at the highest quality while making the best impression possible. So what are you waiting for? Elevate your music career today with DistroKid and unlock a world of possibilities. Possibilities that I know all about because I've been using DistroKid for years. It's seriously great. If you haven't used it before, you're going to love it. And One Hit Thunder listeners get an exclusive offer, 30% off your first year with DistroKid by signing up at distrokid.com/VIP/OneHitThunder. That's distrokid.com/VIP/OneHitThunder.
Hi, friends. The world got you down. Don't be sad. Listen to $2 Late Fee with Zach and Dustin.
$2 Late Fee is the podcast that celebrates the best decade of entertainment, the 1980s. We pick a movie and soundtrack from our youth that we loved and see if it holds up today. We also interview your favorite celebrities from that era.
All in the spirit of positivity and togetherness. Check us out at $2latefee.com.
The second album comes out in 2006, not on Capitol. Look, I even wrote it down. I thought I remembered that. All their connections at the label had left since the release of Schmack, their big album. was part of the problem naming their album Schmack? Could that have been part of the problem?
That's not an appealing title for an album for you, Chris?
Yeah, I don't know. They decided to be easier to release it themselves, and they kept touring extensively. They toured with, even at this point on their second album, they're touring with Rise Against. They're touring with Bad Religion. That was actually something I wanted to talk about with you guys when it came to this band is, we all grew up or were involved in one way or another with that scene of music. Bands that would play at Warped Tour, punk bands, bands on Epitaph, bands on Fat, bands on, Vagrant, Drive Thru, all these labels. I had never seen Steriogram like on a bill. Granted, they're from New Zealand, but I personally hadn't seen them. And I wondered, even though the sound of their music sounds to me like in the vein of Sum 41, if they were part of this scene of music I'm talking about. But apparently they were, if they're touring with Rise Against and Bad Religion.
I was shocked to see that they were classified in the punk genre, because when this song first came out, I really thought it was falling more into like bands that we reference, like the White Stripes and the Hives. I thought that it was in that same almost garage rock vibe that was happening. But then, as I listened to some of their other stuff, I'm like, okay, I can see how this is actually leaning more into the punk and pop punk vibe.
Yeah, I would agree. I think there's some overlap there for sure. But
yeah. Did you read about kind of, I guess, the death nail for them was their Kickstarter campaign?
Yeah.
That was wild to me. So they tried to do a Kickstarter for a movie called The Life and Death of Steriogram.
Yeah.
And after basically a month, they had raised $2,000 of their $22,000 goal and just kind of quietly canceled the project. And then they just haven't done anything since that project was scrapped. And I don't know if that was like a disheartening moment where they're like, all right, even our fan base can't raise us $22,000, so I think it's time to just call it quits, or what. It's interesting that the movie was literally called The Life and Death of Steriogram that they were trying to work on. So I don't know if it was supposed to be a last hurrah to begin with, like, hey, we're going to wrap it up with this like rockumentary, but that's a real bummer.
They should have hired Steve and Jim Craft Services to do their Kickstarter.
Yeah, if Craft Services was there, they would have gotten their $22,000. I can tell you that much.
That's really, it sounds like you would have to just epically fail at running a Kickstarter. I wouldn't even think that was because they weren't popular enough to fund it. It sounds to me like if you could only raise $2,500 and you had touring extensively and having a video on MTV and having this song that really caught on, how it just sounds like they just were bad at running a Kickstarter campaign, not that people didn't care to me, because it wasn't that far.
Because this is only 6 years
be.
after that MTV music video. You know what I mean? Like, that is not enough time to be that, like, you're right. But Jim and, I mean, not to turn into a full advertisement for craft services, but Jim and Steve talk about it all the time, where it's like, if you're going to do a Kickstarter, you've got to strap in that this is going to be basically your full-time job for like a month, or you're not going to hit your goal. Like, it can't be a thing where you just post that you have a Kickstarter and then walk away from it and hope that the money gets raised.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah. So, this is 2000. No, by 2010, people knew what was up with Kickstarter. At first, I was going to say, it's 2004, Kickstarter's but I think by 2010, people knew what a Kickstarter was.
I'm curious, but I think that was, I mean, this is probably after the 5-Iron reunion where they like broke Kickstarter records in a day. So it's like people were aware of what it was. Yeah, for sure.
This is around the time of Stereogram's third album, Taping the Radio. Moose, are you familiar with this album?
I am.
This is...
Oh, yeah.
This is like, I heard some of the songs I liked the most from them on this record.
For me, I would agree with that as well.
The title track, Taping the Radio, is like a really good song. And I think
so too.
I wrote, except they had to get the high-pitched voice involved, and they kind of have him buried in the mix as just like little moments. But I think that's a solid song. They did a music video for a song called Moving On this album. It's like a
really cool idea.
A mid-tempo pop rock song. I thought it was pretty good. Like, I thought this was their strongest stuff, which makes sense. They were a young band. They're only on their third album. Sometimes, they had a little luck on their first album, but I thought they were hitting their groove musically here a little bit.
Yeah. I thought so too. And it's funny. I check in on them every now and again, like hoping that they're like, because they never really announced that they're done. So I'm hoping like, one day they'll just like put another record out and it'll be, I don't know the right word for it, but just the next record that should come after Taping the Radio. Sometimes I think it's a good album.
Yeah, I think it's good. And I mean, sometimes when there's a moment, and I know I've experienced this a couple times with our band where I was like, if this thing doesn't happen, I'm going to put myself out there. We're going to put our band out there. And if people care, they'll show they care. And that will be rejuvenating. And luckily, the couple times that I've been at this point, I felt the love enough to be like, oh yeah, that's awesome. I feel invigorated about the music and the band, and I know that people care. But if you do a Kickstarter, maybe I'm wrong, and maybe they did put some effort into it, and people had just moved on. What's pretty interesting about this too, which I just thought of. I heard this talked about, and, I'm in a band that kept going through all of this, but there was a time, and I do think 2010 to like 2013 might be really the thick of it, where you had this boom of punk music and emo music and everything, mid-2000s, 2004 to like 2007, and it had a dip for a few years where it wasn't as popular. And then it came roaring back in recent years where you see these reunions, you see bands doing the anniversary tours, bands getting back together, and it's like at a point where some of these bands are bigger than they ever were. And I wonder if that Kickstarter kind of flopping and them falling off was a victim of circumstance, of that style of music just being not as popular at the moment.
It's very possible. Because I'm trying to think of like 2011, not really like a time where I think of like, man, pop punk was back in 2011. Like it really wasn't.
You had a lot of what became more popular was we're right about to get to that stomp clap folk revolution for a few years there, and also the bands of the early 2010s, the Vampire Weekends, the Tame Impala, just bands that were like more hip indie bands kind of became the thing for the moment there, and this band maybe fit more into the pop punk than they did into that. I don't know.
Yeah, while I'm looking, I just pulled up out of curiosity what 2011 looked like on Billboard. And even just looking at like the number one songs of that year, it definitely paints this picture of you've got Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, Bruno Mars. The closest thing to this genre of music that was popular was LMAFO Party Rock Anthem. Like that was the Warped Tour music at that time. You know what I mean? Like those bands were playing those festivals, and I feel like this music was kind of thrown in the background a little bit.
You're kind of proving my point wrong if you're saying LMFAO, because to be honest, with this rapping, the kind of like goofy rapping here, this does fit kind of with LMFAO, to be honest.
I guess so, because the other big one would have been Gym Class Heroes' Stereo Heart with Adam Levine this year.
These guys should have been crushing it at that moment. I don't know.
Maybe they had walked away from the rapping at the exact wrong time, Chris. You never know.
I guess.
I don't know if, I don't know if, I feel like Steriogram and Gym Class Heroes on the same bill would be sort of a weird show. I mean, I like both bands. I don't know. I mean, that's, I guess, my take on it. But I think we were getting to a point, though, I think around the 2010 and until now, where we had all these different eras of music. And I feel like in the past, like maybe even 2 decades, we've been transitioning into this like era-less.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, especially the way the internet works now and all these apps, it's like there's people out there that are doing the genre of music that they like or whatever, and there's an audience for it, and there's a way for you to find it in a very DIY way. You know what I mean? I mean, I think we were kind of in that transition period, I guess is all I'm saying.
You look at the Walkie Talkie Man music video, and all 5 of these guys are dressed exactly how I remember most people dressing in 2004, 2005. You know what I mean? Like
I thought the same
kind of
thing when I
tight,
was watching.
skinny jeans with the studded belt and the polo T-shirt and the pompadour
the
hair.
crazy hair. Yeah,
it's like, okay, yeah, I remember this was like kids in the hallway would walk around dressed like it was very definitive. Chris, we throw this phrase around on both of our podcasts all the time, but this was still very much a monoculture time period.
Yes.
And I think 2011, you're starting to see the monoculture not fully breaking apart, but definitely segregating a lot more.
Well, I do think that if you think about, like, you know, people make fun of MySpace hair and all that, the way people dressed and looked at that early to mid 2000s, that is the last thing that I think you could do a Halloween costume of. If you're going to a 60s party, a 70s party, an 80s party, a 90s party, you guys know what that looks like. You know how people are going to be dressed for each of those eras. A 2000s party is going to be, yes, the swoop haircuts and the skinny jeans and everything. But once you hit 2010, what if you went to a 2010s party or a teen, like, is that something? 20 years from now, if someone says a 2020s party, what is that? Like,
you'd almost have to only be dressed as very specific celebrities of that time period.
I guess, yeah. I think it's because we have access to every song ever written in our pockets at all times. So you're not subject to the radio or buying an individual CD or what's going on MTV or anything like that. I think there's positives and negatives to that. And
for sure. Yeah.
I think the main point here is it's a better time than ever for Steriogram to give it another shot here. And
I would agree. Please come back.
I do think that maybe part of the reason that they stopped was because Tyson the rapper became the founder of Fat Boy, which creates hair product. He wanted to create exceptional hair products that could withstand the energetic performances when on tour. Now, he became a stylist in New York City after the band ended, and he created his renowned Perfect Putty formula. So he created this hair product and became a stylist, and that kind of became his thing, and he found success in that world, and maybe he had enough of the music game. Not everybody's a lifer, Moose. Yeah. I know you're a lifer. I'm a lifer. Not everybody's a lifer.
You know, I almost kind of, because I was going to mention that. I feel, you know, it all seemed like even their drummer, Steriogram drummer, like he started another band called Dead Favors, and he just, you know, he plays guitar and sings in that band, you know. So I think, you know, he's a musician. I think the other guys are still doing music stuff, and I feel like I almost kind of relate just knowing what I know from the internet about Tyson, because, you know, when people ask me, like, I mean, you know me as like you know, just doing music for so long, I'm interested in a lot of things. Like, you know, when people ask me, like, what do you do? I'm like, I just like making shit. Like, that's that's just what I do. Like, you know, and that could very well be. I mean, everybody's different, and everybody has their own things going on and what they got to do. And I don't know. I mean,
it's funny that you say that, because I think of you as you're an awesome musician. You play everything.
Thank you.
I for some reason you're an excellent drummer, so I kind of think of you as a drummer first. Does that offend you that I think of you as a drummer first?
No, you know, and I'm only laughing because people talk about my drumming all the time, and when I tell people I'm not a drummer, I could play drums.
I think you're a really good drummer, man.
Well, thank you. I mean, I certainly have tried and gotten better. I've been struggling a little bit with my injury to my wrist, but like, I really want to be good at drums. I mean, for the most part, you know, like, I always tell people, like, yeah, I could fumble through a recording or something like that, but that's funny to me, because I don't see myself as a drummer.
Okay, well, you're humble, but you're an excellent drummer. But that aside, you play everything and you sing. So this was my point, as referenced to you, which by the way, you know, tell people what do you have a domain name that goes directly to your YouTube page, or do they just have to find Punk Covers Moose on YouTube?
Well, I'm not sure if so I do have punkcovermoose.com. I have a website.
Right. Okay.
I don't know if that's what you meant, but yeah, on all social media, I'm just Punk Cover Moose. No one has that name. just me.
Yeah, you know, there's going to be a good bit of people that aren't familiar with you, but you do like insanely awesome punk covers of everything from songs from the 60s to like modern pop songs. You run the full gamut of songs you covered, but part of why I'm bringing that up. One, I want to plug your stuff because you're great, but also I want to bring up the fact of in relation to this, that not only are you doing all the musical parts, but I'm assuming you're like filming and editing your own videos too, right?
100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and on top of that, you are promoting your own stuff.
Yes.
So,
trying.
It's such a multifaceted thing where you have to know and be interested in like 10 different things to create one thing. So,
but you know, I would also argue I did not know Moose before we were doing this episode. I have been sent his Whoop There It Is cover just on my TikTok FYP probably 50 times.
Really?
And it just every time I go on, if I scroll for more than 5 minutes, I will see Moose singing Whoop There It Is eventually on TikTok. Like,
I'm sorry.
I think he is crossing into a lot of people's platforms as long as they even have a little bit of an interest in pop punk or one hit wonders, aka 99% of the people who listen to One Hit Thunder, they are going to be familiar with you.
Yeah. But, you have a lot of ways that if you wanted to zero in on one particular aspect of that, and maybe that's, this guy definitely, Tyson from Steriogram, he had a look, his hair was part of it, and then he decided, what, the music part, whatever. I'm gonna focus on the hair part. But we're gonna talk real quick. We're gonna do Thunder or Blunder, but before we do that, do you guys want to play a game before we go?
Oh,
Let's do it.
It's been too long, Chris. Let's do it.
Here's the rules in case Moose doesn't know them. I know our listeners know it. If you know the answer without the multiple choice, you'll get 2 points. If you need the multiple choice, you'd get 1 point. If you try to answer without the multiple choice, if you're confident and you're like, screw it, I'm buzzing in, and you get it wrong, that would be -1 point. So if you're going to do it without the multiple choice, make sure you know it. And to buzz in, if you know the answer, you could say walkie. Buzz in with walkie. I don't know, unless you guys got a better idea.
Moose can be walkie, I can be talkie.
There you go.
Ooh.
There you go.
We got 7 questions. Fuck him up, Moose. Please beat him.
Fist right through the camera into your screen.
I always root against Matt in these. Sorry. I'm always rooting for him.
Understandable.
I feel the love.
Okay, here we go. The New Zealand singer-songwriter Ella Maria Lonnie Yellick O'Connor is better known by what stage name?
Walkie.
Go for it.
Lord.
You got it. Boom.
Wow.
In your face,
Well done.
Matt.
I thought I was going to miss a point on that one. I was 90% sure.
You got it.
So what, that's 2 points, right?
Yep.
All right. Good start. Out the gate, whatever.
2-0
I
Moose.
can come back.
2-0 Moose. Okay, question 2. What is the capital of New Zealand?
Jesus Christ.
Walkie. It's Auckland.
That is incorrect.
Oh,
No. Oh,
multiple
dang it.
choice. Multiple choice. Let's see if I
Okay.
can tie
I
it
know
up.
what it is now. I know what it is.
A, Auckland, B, Wellington, C, Christchurch, or D, Hamilton.
Is it D, Hamilton?
That's incorrect.
Okay.
It is
Is
actually
it Wellington?
It's Wellington.
My second guess was wrong too.
It's still 1-0 Moose.
Okay.
In Michel Gondry's Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, this actress plays Clementine.
Walkie. Or talkie.
Go ahead.
Fuck. Kate Hudson?
Incorrect.
Damn it.
I'm gonna need multiple choice.
Okay.
This is not my area.
A, Jane Addams, B, Ellen Pompeo, C, Kirsten Dunst, or D, Kate Winslet.
Let's go with C.
That's incorrect.
No,
It's actually
I got the wrong Kate.
Kate Winslet. Kate Winslet.
Yep.
Okay.
I had no chance for me.
So it's 1, Moose has 1, and Matt has -1.
-1. Damn it.
Okay.
Right.
Still up by 2. Math, baby.
The album Schmack was released in February of 2004, the same month as the EP American, which was released by what band?
Talkie.
Go ahead.
Descendants.
You got it.
Yeah, all right. Tied game.
Nice. Nice.
Tied up 1-1, just like that. Do you know what other album came out in February of 2004?
Was that Action?
It was.
By Punchline?
It was.
Ooh.
That wasn't a trivia question. I just noticed that. Okay. The same month that Steriogram released Schmack, the infamous wardrobe Janet Jackson / Justin Timberlake malfunction halftime show occurred. Also part of that halftime show were Nelly, Kid Rock, Jessica Simpson, And what other star of the time? So it was Janet Jackson, Justin.
Moose, if you want to go multiple choice, I would also prefer multiple choice on this.
Yeah, let's go multiple choice.
A, Ashanti, B, P. Diddy, C, R. Kelly, and D, Gwen Stefani.
Talkie.
Go ahead.
I feel like this is prime Gwen Stefani solo career.
That's incorrect.
Okay.
You got a 1 in
That's what
3
I was
chance,
thinking,
Moose.
Too. I was thinking Gwen, but so you said who else was it? It was P. Diddy,
Ashanti, and R. Kelly.
Ashanti and R. Kelly. Ooh, man.
Two of those unfortunate.
Let's go with P. Diddy.
You got it.
Wow.
2-1 Moose. Dude,
That was a guess.
what a bunch
Janet
of...
Jackson's nipple is like the 5th least aged poorly moment in that
Yeah.
halftime show.
Dude, what a bunch of... that is like the shittiest... Timberlake, Nelly, Kid Rock, and worst of all... I don't know. And P. Diddy. I guess P. Diddy is obviously the worst.
P.
but-
Diddy is worse than Kid Rock. As much as I do not like Kid Rock, P.
Yeah.
Diddy did much more egregious things.
Yeah, true.
Wow.
Wow.
That's true.
That is so funny that Janet Jackson's nipple showing is the rank. That would be rank number 5 on things that aged poorly on. I think that's actually the best part. Okay. 2-1 Moose with 2 questions to go. New Zealand has the world's only carnivorous what?
I'm going to want to go multiple choice to not lose a point, but I have an answer in my head. I'm curious if it's on there.
I think we're gonna have to go multiple choice.
Yeah, let's go multiple choice.
New Zealand has the world's only carnivorous what? A, plants, B, snails, C, chickens, or D, kangaroos?
Talkie.
Go ahead.
I want to say snails.
You got it. It's 2-2. Yes, they are called the Powell-Ephanta, and they eat earthworms. All right. 1 question to go. It's anybody's game. 2-2. Here we go. This is a good one, too. The top-selling New Zealand pop song of all time is by what past one-hit thunder group?
Group. Talkie. I'm still going to go for it.
Okay, go ahead.
This could kill me. Is it the Easy Beats?
That is incorrect.
Fuck.
-1. Moose, I'm assuming you want to go for the multiple choice, and you're going to win no matter what.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You won't get -1, so you can take a chance, and I think you already won. A, the Vapors, B, the Easy Beats, C, OMC, or D, Crowded House.
God, I don't even know.
Well, you know it's not the Easy
Well,
Beats.
we know it's not the Easy Beats.
Yeah.
Let's go with D.
That's incorrect, but you win anyway. It's actually OMC.
OMC.
How bizarre.
Yeah. The reason why I yelled Talkie, I yelled it just before you finished the question because I thought it was Natalie Imbruglia until you said group, and then I froze.
I wasn't even sure.
I think she's
Wasn't even sure.
Australian.
She may be Listen, I know that they make jokes about it on Flay the Conchords all the time, but I really, truly do get those mixed up all the time.
I put the Easy Beats as a choice. I think they also might be Australian. The Vapors are Australian. Crowded House is half the guys are from New Zealand, half are from Australia. But hey, congratulations, Moose. You won.
Damn it.
But
Thanks.
the big question now is Steriogram going to win? Thunder or blunder on Steriogram? We'll start with our guest, Moose. I think I know where he's going.
I like them, so I'm going to say Thunder, baby.
Okay. We got 1 Thunder. Matt?
I want to give a shout out to a listener and friend of mine, Kelly, who was texting me literally this weekend asking who was the most shockingly terrible artist we've ever researched and the most surprisingly good artist we've ever covered. I just mentioned that because Steriogram fell into neither of those categories. I wasn't like... this wasn't like listening to Soft Cell where I could not wait to not be researching that artist anymore. But it also wasn't like, rediscovering this amazing band that I wanted to like purchase every single release from and become like part of the fan club. So I'm going to give them a gentle thunder. I think that there's still some fun stuff. Check out some of if you really like Walkie Talkie Man, check out some of the other stuff. I think you'll find stuff that you like. But like all in all, this is not going to become like my favorite band of all time by any stretch of the imagination.
All right, so it's up to me whether we're going to certify this one thunder.
Yeah.
You know what? I tend to be a little bit overly critical. I mean, what else am I going to do on this show? Say every band is awesome? Oh, they're awesome. Or there's a lot of, nuance to this. And I don't like the rapping in this band. And I do think that they're like New Zealand.
Most people don't.
I do think they're New Zealand's answer to Sum 41. I just think that Sum 41 is way better, and especially at the rapping part. I like when they sing and they're more of like a straight up pop, rock, punk band. But I think they're pretty good. I'm going to go Thunder. I think we're going to certify them Thunder. And, I love New Zealand. I love a lot of music and comedy and stuff that comes out of New Zealand. And I can't go against a country that I'd like to at least visit someday and maybe possibly live in someday. So I'm trying to get on the good side of the people of New Zealand. And Moose, before we close this out, more importantly than checking out Steriogram, you just released a new originals album, not a covers album.
Yeah.
So where can we find that?
Everywhere. I didn't do any physical release, but it's everywhere anywhere you listen to music, any music app you listen to. The album's called Thread, and like you said, despite my internet handle punk cover, Moose, it is an all original album. 15 tracks, baby. 15 tracks. There's some joke tracks on there, so doesn't count as full tracks, but full album.
You're saying it's all originals, but it's still under the name Punk Cover Moose?
Yep.
I love that. Punk Cover Moose does originals. I love that.
I covered myself. That's what I've been telling people.
There you go. That makes sense. I love thinking about Punk Cover Moose. Doesn't mean, take away the obvious meaning, the fact that you're referred to as Moose and you do punk covers. Take that away, and the name of the project is just Punk Cover Moose. I love that. Hell yeah.
Yeah, sometimes names get you, but you know what? Why do everything all over again? I mean, I'm a musician.
Why mess with perfection, Moose? And Moose, thanks for joining us today, and it's been a lot of fun, man. Hell yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me. It was great. I had fun, and I'm glad that you picked Thunder.
Yes,
because I really like this band.
Hell yeah.
This has been One Hit Thunder. One Hit Thunder is hosted by Chris Valios of the band Punchline and produced by Matt Kelly of Geekscape.net. Underneath me, you're hearing When Emo Was a Website by this week's guest, Punk Cover Moose. You can hear this song on Moose's album of original songs called Thread, found on his website, punkcovermoose.com. Our podcast is on Patreon, so find us at patreon.com/OHT podcast for early access to episodes, bonus conversations, and a chance to vote on future songs for us to cover. Buy some merch from our merch store at onehithunder.dashery.com, and be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to us on your favorite podcasting app. Tune in next week for more One Hit Thunder.
Too many cell phones. I can't find new bands without MySpace.
You're listening to the Geekscape Network.
How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many discounts will you stack up? Tap the banner or visit USAA.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.